This is Diane Lee from Teach Pre-K, and this video is all about how I teach numbers to preschool and my pre-K 4-5s. Hey, I call this little number routine my number of the day. Of course, I'm doing lots of counting, numeral identification, and numeral formation during my small group centers. But this is just something I like to throw into circle time. The kids love it. I love it. It has so many components to it and so many different directions to go. You can keep it long or cut some things out and make it shorter. You're going to love it. Okay, few things that you need. Dry erase marker, some kind of eraser, and dry erase board. Some kind of manipulative. You can use Unifix cubes like this, or like mini erasers or some other kind of little manipulatives, and a clear jar. Can be glass or plastic. This one is glass. Okay, so here we go. So I start with my whiteboard and my little dry erase marker at circle time, and I'll say, okay guys, it's time for a number of the day. Now I'm gonna write a number on my whiteboard. When I turn it around, you can say what it is if you know it. If you don't know it, listen to your friends, because they might know the number and you will learn from them. And I write my number, turn it around, and I listen to the kids and I'm watching them. Some will say 6, some will say 3, whatever, 2. Most of them will say 7. And I'm like, if you said 7, you are right. If you didn't know what this number is, this is 7. This is what it looks like. We go across and down like that. Let's make a 7 in the air, and we'll make a 7 in the air with our magic finger pen. This is our magic finger pen. Sometimes I make them click it to make sure it works. Okay, and I'm like, so this is, if we ever write the word 7, it starts with the letter that makes a S sound. If we've done that letter, now we have done the letter S, it's one of our first letters we do. So I write out 7. And sometimes, if things are going well, they're not too antsy, I'll say, raise your hand if you see any of these letters that might be in your name too. Just a quiet hand. Hands go up and I'm like, oh, that's great. So I am going to draw 7 dots. Count with me. And I will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so notice I wrote all the numbers as I was saying them. So now they are getting numeral formation, numeral identification, numeric order, all of that, plus the counting, the one-to-one correspondence, and knowing what 7 is. Also what the word 7 looks like, which they can't read, but they might remember. You never know. So another thing I like to do, sometimes I'll do both these things, but sometimes I'll only do one. This is my next thing. I'll say again, like if I've already done this and I want to go to this next thing, I'll say, okay, I'm going to make some different dots. Or if not, it'll just be dots. And I'll say, count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to put a box in these, around these so they don't roll away, and a box around those so they don't roll away. Now I have a bigger whiteboard, so these are next to each other. I have enough space. This is a teeny tiny whiteboard that I bought at the grocery store today. So I'll say, okay, let's see if we have 7 dots. Let's count how many are in this box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to write the number 5. Let's see how many are in this box. 1, 2. And then I'll go, okay, wait. We counted 5. So, okay, let's make sure we still have 7 because there's 5 here and now there's 2 here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait a minute. So that means 5 and 2 make 7. So then I will say, let's do this. Show me 5 on one hand. Awesome. We always do this song called Peace Like a River. And they know how to make a peace sign. So I'll go, okay, show me 5 and then make your peace fingers. Or you can just say, show me 2. So then I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my gosh, just like this. 5 and 2 make 7. This is great. Now, if we're further in the year and I'm with my pre-K, I'm like, can you show me a different way to make 7? And hopefully someone will come up with the 4 and 3 as well. So we'll do that. Then I'll say, okay, it's time for our Jedi mind trick. And remember, I'm watching you guys to see who is participating and doing what they should be doing to do my counting. And then I might rattle my manipulatives or show them the jar. So what we'll do for Jedi mind trick, they love this. So I have them put their hands together and get them warm. Then I'll say, okay, close your hands. Put them tight together. Now open them like a book and stare at your hands and say, I will stop at 7. And they do it, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my gosh, our Jedi mind trick worked. Now, I usually will give them a little reminder. Are we going to stop at 6? Are we going to go past 7? No, no. And they love it. So we do that. Then I'll say, okay, you guys did a great job. It's time to get on our feet. We're going to try a harder Jedi mind trick. So then I say, okay, today we're going to use our legs and our arms. We're going to see if we can touch the ceiling in 7 giant jumps. So bend your knees. They all bend their knees. And I'm going to go look at the fronts of your legs and rub your legs. So they rub their thighs and they're looking at them. And you tell those legs that you will stop at 7. And they tell their legs they will stop at 7. And I'm like, because Jedis use their mind that they can make anything happen. So then we stop and we go, okay, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, jumping, right? Then everybody stays standing up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, we did it. Okay, stay standing up, stay standing up. We are now going to do slow motion sit down in 7 seconds. So it needs to take 7 seconds to lower your bum down to the carpet. And I am going to be counting backward from 7 to 0. At 0, our bum's going to hit the carpet. So we will go 7, 6, 5. Oh, I did that wrong, you guys. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And then our bum hits, and I'm always like, oh, that hurt my bum. That's hard on the way down. But the whole time we're lowering down. Sorry about mixing up my hand counting. It's hard to do when you're looking at yourself in the mirror. But they do that and they laugh and they love it. So we've just done some active stuff after doing a whole bunch of sitting stuff. So now I've got them back on the rug again, and I'm like, okay, crisscross applesauce. I'm looking to see who can be my counter today. And I'll find my person, which I always hate because they're all being so good. And I'll say, oh my gosh, Blair was being so good this whole time. Now she's had a turn. I'm going to cross her off my list. I have a little list of all their names, and I'll cross it off. So she won't get another turn this week. We'll wait till everyone gets a turn. So Blair comes up, and she's going to count 7 of these Unifix cubes into a jar. That is one way I can do this. I'll show you my other way next. So Blair is standing next to me, and she's counting 1, 2, 3, 4. And sometimes the kids are going 5, and I'm like, there are not 5 in here. I only see 4 cubes. We cannot say the next number until it's in the jar. 5, 6, 7. This is what 7 cubes look like in our jar. Boy, that jar could hold a whole lot more. I wonder how many it could hold. And they might do some guessing, like 100, 700. So then I'll make a little shrine on a shelf. I'll say, okay, I'm going to leave these on the shelf. And you guys can come up and you can see all the different ways that we can make 7 today. And I leave that up by my chair and my books, and they'll come up and do it. Another thing I'll do, if I don't want to do the jar and I just want to do the Unifix cubes, I'll have Blair come up. And I'll say, okay, Blair, make me a tower of 7 cubes. And Blair is so excited because she has been waiting for her turn. And she is just like on top of the world. She loves this so much. And she does it. And we all look at her tower. And I go, oh my gosh, let's count these cubes together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did she do it? Yes, she did it. Okay, I'm going to show you another scenario. Okay, Blair has made her tower. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, we're not quite there. Blair, what do we need to do to make 7? She fishes out another one. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Awesome. Another scenario. So I just did some addition with the kids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my gosh, that's too many. What do we need to do? How many do I need to take off my tower? 1. Then we count again, 7. Okay, so great. We've got all that we've done today. Oh my gosh, we've done maybe some addition if we're lucky, subtraction if we're lucky, or we've counted. But I also noticed, Blair, you made a pattern. What is this? Let's see, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red. Red. That is an AB pattern. If we wanted to continue the pattern, guys, what would come next? Blue. Right, yay. Okay, let's count how many red we have. So now I'm going to take this number apart just like I did with this little subitizing, taking the number apart thing. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4 red, 4. 1, 2, 3 blue. So 4 red and 3 blue. That's different than our 5 and 2 on our board. Is that still 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes! Oh my gosh, there is more ways of making 7 than just our 5 and our 2 that we made on the board. Yay! Okay, so then I will add, if we made the tower, I'll add that to our little shrine. We won't have the jar, we'll just have the little tower. So that is what I will do during circle time. We will also watch the Sesame Street counting video on YouTube. You can search it doing Sesame Street Baker and then whatever number you want. This would be Sesame Street Baker 7. So what it does that is so great, and I haven't been able to find its equal. Video quality is terrible, but so effective. The numbers will flash on the screen at the very second it starts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then it slows down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7. Let's sing a song of 7. And then they go through so many different ways of counting 7. 7 chocolate chip cookies, 7 nickels, 7 cameras, 7 balloons, and they'll count them. So the kids are hearing 7, seeing 7, counting 7, seeing all the numbers over and over. At the very end, this is so great, there's a baker with his hat and his little jacket, white and all clean and pressed, and he's got 7 strawberry shortcakes, and he'll start walking down the stairs and drop all of them and be just completely messy and terrible, and the kids love it. They think it's hilarious, but they're getting so many things reinforced over and over. Now, all in all, even with the video, this maybe takes 5 minutes. You can shorten it in so many ways. You can do abbreviated versions of it, but just do something with the number, especially if you don't have a math center scheduled that day. Throw that number in somewhere. As we go to our math centers and we're doing a math center, if the number 7 comes up, I'll go, oh my gosh, you guys, that's our number of the day. And half the time, I don't have to say that. The kids are so excited about this number. They're like, Mrs. Lee, that's the number of the day. Or they'll see it outside, like on a car license plate, or, you know, they'll see it around the room because I have, you know, number anchor charts and stuff around. They'll go, Mrs. Lee, look, there's 7. That's the number we talked about today. And they absolutely love it. It's so much fun. They are being active. They are listening. They are counting out loud. They're doing call and response. It is just everything. We are getting all their senses pulled in, except for smell and taste, of course. Or you can have them, you know, eat 7 crackers for snack. But they love it. You can even, as adding something tactile, you can have them write 7 on the carpet with their little finger, little tactile stuff. Another thing that I will do with the pre-K as the year goes on is I sometimes, for a number of the day, I'll give them all their own little container of Unifix cubes so they can make a tower of 7 or whatever the number is of the day. Or I have little tiny whiteboards and markers for all of them that we use towards the end of the year for writing letters, numbers, shapes, things like that. So they get a little extra writing practice. So the part that they usually do is writing the number and then doing some kind of subitizing dots or whatever. But that is what I do for teaching numbers. And, you know, there's 180 days of the school year. And if I'm spending most of my time on 0 through 10, they're going to get those numbers over and over and over again. With my pre-K, once I know they have 0 through 10 like down, then I will go in the teen numbers. We will count with the teen numbers. I will expose them to the teen numbers. But I save number of the day teen numbers until, until I know that they just have it, until that call and response is everybody but maybe one kid, that since I've done assessments, I know where they need help, et cetera, et cetera. But make it developmentally appropriate, make it fun, really know where your kids are so you know the levels you can do. Like with 3-year-olds at the beginning of the year, would I do all this? Oh gosh, no. I might write the number. We might do some clapping and jumping. I might count things or something, but it would be a lot shorter because they just don't have the stamina to sit for that long. But hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. If you have any questions, let me know. Any comments, if there's anything great that you do every day, dying to find out because I love learning new things, and I hope you do too. So have a great day.